So, today's topic is all about insecurity. Insecurity is something we've all experienced or seen in others, but it is not always easy to spot. So, let's try to start by defining what insecurity really is. Insecurity is when someone feels unsure about themselves, their abilities, their worth, or even how others see them. It is a lack of confidence that can make people act in a certain way to try to feel better about themselves. For example, sometimes insecure people might try to make others feel bad to make themselves feel better. This is called an inferiority complex. A psychologist called Alfred Adler talked about this. He said that people who feel inferior might try to compensate by acting superior or making others feel small. That sounds pretty unhealthy, doesn't it? So, how can we recognize when someone is insecure? There are actually four key signs that often give away an insecure person. The first sign is that they try to make you feel insecure. For instance, they might constantly talk about their strength or make you doubt your own worth. This behavior stems from their need to elevate themselves by diminishing others, a tactic that temporarily masks their own self-doubt. Second sign is that they need to show off their achievements. They might brag about their lifestyle, education, or family to convince themselves and others that they're valuable. This overcompensation is a way to seek validation and reassurance from external resources, and they struggle to find it within themselves. The third sign is that they talk about their own humility too often. It is a bit ironic, but by saying things like, "Oh, I'm so humble," or they're actually drawing attention to themselves and making others feel inferior. This false modesty is often a defense mechanism to deflect criticism, or to appear more likable, even if it comes across as insincere. Fourth sign is that they tend to complain about things not being good enough. They set very high goals and focus on prestige because they feel insecure in the present. When they don't achieve these goals, it just reinforces their insecurity. This perpetual dissatisfaction can lead to a cycle of negativity where they're never content with their achievements or circumstances. Now, beyond those signs, there are other subtle behaviors that can indicate insecurity. For example, insecure individuals often struggle with accepting compliments. They might downplay praise or deflect it entirely, as they just don't believe they deserve it. Actually, this reluctance to accept positive feedback can stem from a deep-seated fear of being exposed as inadequate. Another telltale sign is their tendency to compare themselves to others constantly, whether it is in terms of appearance, success, or relationships. They measure their worth against those around them. This habit not only fuels their insecurity, but also prevents them from appreciating their own unique qualities and achievements. Insecure people may also exhibit controlling behavior. They might try to micromanage situations or dominate conversations just to ensure they remain in the spotlight. This need for control is often a way to mask their fear of being overlooked or undervalued. Additionally, they might avoid taking risks or trying new things. The fear of failure or judgment can be paralyzing, leading them to stick to what's familiar and safe. This reluctance to step out of their comfort zone can hinder their personal growth and reinforce their insecurities. So, if we notice these behaviors in someone, how should we respond? The best thing to do is not take their behavior personally. Instead of feeling inferior or defensive, try to show compassion. Remember that their actions are often a reflection of their own struggles, not yours. Now let's talk a bit about social media. We all know that social media plays a vital role in increasing our insecurities. Social media can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it connects us. On the other, it often showcases the highlight reels of other people's lives. This constant exposure to curated content can make us compare ourselves and feel inferior. It's easy to forget that what we see online isn't actually the full picture. The pressure to present a perfect image can lead to a cycle of validation-seeking behavior. Likes, comments, and shares become metrics of self-worth. And when they don't meet expectations, it can amplify feelings of inadequacy. This is especially true for younger generations, who are growing up in a world where their online presence is being tied to their identity. Moreover, social media algorithms are designed to keep us engaged, often by showing us content that triggers emotional responses. This can mean more exposure to idealized lifestyles, unattainable beauty standards, seemingly perfect relationships. Over time, it can distort our perception of reality and make us feel like we're falling short in comparison. So, it is important for us to remember that social media is a curated space. People rarely share their struggles, their failures, or even their mundane moments. Instead, they post their best moments, creating an illusion of perfection. By constantly reminding ourselves of this, we can start to break the cycle of comparison and focus on our own unique journey. Now, to combat these feelings, consider setting boundaries with social media. Limit your screen time, unfollow accounts that makes you feel bad, and engage with content that inspires and uplifts you. Surround yourself with positivity both online and offline, and remember that your worth is not determined by a number of likes or followers. Ultimately, social media is a tool, and how we use it is up to us. By being mindful of its impact and taking steps to protect our mental health, we can surely harness its benefits without letting it undermine our self-esteem. So let's strive to use social media as a platform for connection, creativity, and growth rather than a source of insecurity. Insecurity can also show up in relationships. It might manifest as needing constant reassurance, becoming overly possessive, or even exhibiting jealousy. These behaviors can strain relationships if not addressed. Healthy communication and setting boundaries are key to managing those feelings. Insecurity often stems from deeper emotional wounds or past experiences such as childhood neglect, previous betrayals, or a lack of self-confidence. Recognizing the root cause of these feelings is the first step towards addressing them. Self-reflection, therapy, or journaling can be helpful tools in uncovering and understanding these underlying issues. So it is important to remember that insecurity is a common human experience, and it doesn't define your worth or the quality of your relationships. Practicing self-compassion and focusing on your strengths can help build a more secure sense of self. Additionally, surrounding yourself with positive and understanding people can create a safe space for growth and for healing. In relationships, it is crucial to foster trust and mutual respect. Openly discussing your insecurities with your partner can strengthen those bonds and prevent misunderstandings. However, it is equally important to take responsibility for your emotions and avoid placing undue pressure on your partner to fix your insecurities. Personal growth is a journey, and it is okay to seek professional help if needed. Finally, remember that healthy relationships thrive on balance. While it is natural to seek reassurance occasionally, it is essential to cultivate independence and self-assurance. By working on yourself and nurturing your relationship with care and understanding, you can create a foundation of trust and emotional security that benefits both you and your partner. So, how can someone start overcoming insecurity? There are several strategies. Practicing self-compassion is a huge one. Treating yourself with the same kindness as you'd offer a friend, reframing negative thoughts is also helpful. So instead of thinking, oh, I'm not good enough, try saying I'm learning and I'm growing. Focusing on personal growth rather than perfection can make a huge difference. Another powerful approach is to identify and challenge the root causes of your insecurities. Often they stem from past experiences, societal pressures, or unrealistic expectations. By acknowledging these sources, you can begin to separate your true self from external influences. Journaling can be a useful tool here. Writing down your thoughts, your feelings can help you gain clarity and perspective. Another thing is building a strong support system. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift and encourage you, share your struggles with trusted friends or family members who can offer empathy and constructive feedback. Those things help you a lot, so you have to remember that you don't have to face your insecurities alone. Additionally, setting small, achievable goals, this can boost your confidence over time. Celebrating your progress, no matter how minor it may seem, each step forward is a victory and a testament of your resilience. Lastly, consider seeking professional help if your insecurities feel overwhelming. Therapists and counselors are trained to guide you through the process of self-discovery and healing. There is no shame in asking for help. It's actually a sign of strength and self-awareness. So overcoming insecurity, as we said before, is a journey. It is not a destination. So be patient with yourself and recognize that growth takes time. Constantly apply the strategies we talked about before. By that you can cultivate a healthier, more confident mindset and embrace your unique worth. So insecurity can also affect professional settings, not only relationships, nor just the person alone. Many people experience imposter syndrome, where they feel like they don't deserve their success. Fear of failure or feeling undervalued can hold people back. Developing a growth mindset, seeing challenges as opportunities to learn, can help you combat these feelings. To further address these issues, it's important to cultivate self awareness. Recognizing the root causes of insecurity, whether they stem from past experiences, societal pressures, unrealistic expectations, whatever it is, can be the first step forward in overcoming them. Practicing self compassion and acknowledging your achievements, no matter how small, can actually help build confidence over time. Mentorship and open communication in the workplace can play a significant role in elevating professional insecurities. Seeking guidance from trusted colleagues or supervisors can provide valuable perspective and reassurance. Additionally, creating a supportive environment where team members feel comfortable sharing their struggles, this can foster a culture of collaboration and mutual growth. Setting realistic goals and celebrating progress is another point. Rather than focusing solely on outcomes, this can help shift the focus from perfection to improvement. Embracing feedback as a tool for development rather than a critique of your worth can also reduce the fear of judgment and failure. Ultimately, overcoming insecurity in professional settings is a journey that requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. By prioritizing self-care, seeking support, and reframing challenges as opportunities, you can build resilience and thrive in your career. It is also important to recognize the connection between insecurity and mental health. Insecurity is often linked to conditions like anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. If these feelings become overwhelming, seeking professional help is a crucial point. Therapy can be incredibly effective in addressing the root causes of insecurity and building confidence. Let's also address some common questions. For example, how can we distinguish between healthy self-criticism and debilitating insecurity? Healthy self-criticism is about constructive feedback. It helps us improve without tearing us down. Debilitating insecurity, on the other hand, is more about self-doubt and a fear of failure that paralyzes us. The key is to focus on growth rather than perfection. To further explore this, let us consider the role of self-awareness. Self-awareness allows us to recognize our strengths and weaknesses objectively, without judgment. It is the foundation of healthy self-criticism because it enables us to identify areas for improvement while still valuing ourselves as individuals. Without self-awareness, self-criticism can easily spiral into self-deprecation, where we focus solely on our flaws and lose sight of our potential. Another important factor is the language we use with ourselves. The way we frame our thoughts can make a significant difference. For instance, instead of saying, "I am terrible at this," try framing it as, "This is challenging for me just right now, but I can learn and improve." This shift in language fosters a growth mindset, which is essential for healthy self-criticism. It is also worth noting the impact of external influences. Social media, societal expectations, and even the people around us can amplify feelings of insecurity. Comparing ourselves to others often leads to unrealistic standards and self-doubt. To combat this, it is crucial to cultivate a sense of self-worth that isn't dependent on external validation. Focus on your own journey and celebrate small victories along the way. Lastly, remember that seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Whether it's through friends, family, or professional guidance, talking about your insecurities can provide perspective and help you develop healthier coping mechanisms. You don't have to navigate through challenges alone. In summary, healthy self-criticism is a tool for growth, while debilitating insecurity is a barrier for progress. By fostering self-awareness, reframing negative thoughts, minimizing external comparisons, and seeking support, you can cultivate a balanced approach to self-improvement that empowers rather than diminishes you. Another question, what are some common myths about insecurity? One myth is that only certain people experience insecurity. In truth, everyone feels insecure at times. It is part of being human. Another myth is that insecurity is a sign of weakness. In reality, acknowledging it takes courage, and it is the first step towards overcoming it. Finally, how can we create a culture that promotes self-acceptance and self-compassion? It starts with how we treat ourselves and others. Celebrating small wins, being kind in our self-talk, and encouraging open conversations about struggles can make a big difference. When we normalize imperfection, we create a more supportive environment for everyone. So, to wrap up, remember that insecurity is a common human experience and it doesn't define your worth. Focus on your strength and progress that you've made, no matter how small. Surround yourself with supportive people who uplift you and don't hesitate to seek help when you need it. Thanks everyone for listening, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.